When Nancy Pelosi makes a move in the stock market, investors pay attention. And that's not just political drama, it's cold, hard numbers. Over the years, her portfolio has delivered staggering returns, in some cases generating gains of 900% or more. Few investors in Congress, or even on Wall Street, can claim results like that. And now, Pelosi is placing some of her boldest bets yet, this time on artificial intelligence. The timing is critical. AI has become one of the fastest adopted and most transformative technologies in history. It's reshaping entire industries, powering record corporate profits, and driving some of the strongest stock market gains of the last decade. But here's the key. Pelosi hasn't just dipped into AI with one or two companies. She's spreading her bets strategically across the entire AI ecosystem, from the semiconductor manufacturers that make the chips to the companies building the tools and infrastructure to the cloud platforms and consumer giants that are monetizing AI at scale. That's the mark of a conviction trade. So let's dive in stock by stock, look at what Pelosi has been buying, how those investments have performed, and why Wall Street analysts and institutions are also backing these same names with billions of dollars. Broadcom AVGO. One of Pelosi's most notable AI stock moves has been her purchase of Broadcom. She exercised 200 call options, which gave her ownership of 20,000 shares, a massive position that has already appreciated significantly. Since her entry, Broadcom's stock has climbed 48%, compared to the S&P 500's 9.5% over the same period. But zoom out, and Broadcom looks even more extraordinary. In just the past year, shares have soared 150%. Over 5 years, they've delivered a 935% gain. And in the past decade, Broadcom has exploded more than 2,800%, making it one of the top-performing stocks in the entire market. Institutions clearly agree. About 77% of Broadcom's shares are institutionally owned, and in the past year, big money investors have bought more than $250 billion worth, compared to just $46 billion sold. That's conviction. Wall Street analysts remain firmly bullish, maintaining buy ratings even at these elevated levels. Pelosi's move to align with Broadcom signals her confidence that the company will remain one of the core providers of AI infrastructure, powering everything from data centers to cloud networks. NVIDIA. Another Pelosi favorite is NVIDIA, the company widely recognized as the undisputed leader in AI chips. Few companies have transformed markets the way NVIDIA has. In just the past 12 months, the stock has gained 64%. Over the last 5 years, it has soared more than 1,000%. And if you stretch back a decade, NVIDIA has surged over 30,000%, turning ordinary retail investors into millionaires. What's remarkable is that despite this growth, NVIDIA still looks attractively priced relative to its own history. Its forward price-to-earnings ratio is 32, below its 5-year average of 41. That suggests, according to many analysts, that NVIDIA could still be undervalued given its growth trajectory. Institutions continue to pour in. Roughly 65% of shares are institutionally held, and net buying activity remains consistently higher than selling, sometimes at a 3-to-1 ratio. By adding NVIDIA, Pelosi is staking her claim in the single most important company for AI training and deployment. NVIDIA's GPUs have become the gold standard for powering large language models, advanced AI research, and global data centers. Lam Research LRCX. Pelosi isn't just going after the headliners, she's also targeting the unsung heroes of AI. Enter Lam Research. Lam doesn't design chips. Instead, it builds the equipment and technology that chipmakers like NVIDIA, AMD, and Broadcom rely on to create the next generation of advanced processors. Without Lam Research, the AI chip revolution couldn't happen at scale. The stock is up 47% in the past year, and institutions are heavily involved. About 85% of Lam shares are institutionally owned, and buying has outpaced selling by more than 10-to-1 over the last year. Analysts currently rate Lam a buy, and shares trade near record highs. Pelosi's addition of Lam Research shows foresight. She's not just betting on the companies in the spotlight, but on the critical suppliers behind the curtain. Advanced Micro Devices AMD. Another stock Pelosi has been accumulating is AMD. Often viewed as NVIDIA's top competitor, AMD has been aggressively developing its own AI chips, including the highly anticipated MI300 accelerators, which are seen as NVIDIA's first serious challenger in years. Year-to-date, AMD shares are up 32%, and while volatility has always been part of its story, the long-term track record is stellar. Over the past decade, AMD has massively outperformed the S&P 500 and delivered life-changing gains for its investors. Institutions are heavily involved here too, with 71% ownership and consistent net buying in recent quarters. Wall Street analysts are nearly unanimous with strong buy ratings, pointing to significant upside. By buying AMD, Pelosi is betting not only on the leader in AI chips, but also on the underdog challenger capable of disrupting NVIDIA's dominance and driving new waves of innovation in high-performance computing. Microsoft MSFD. Pelosi has also been increasing her stake in Microsoft, a company that has emerged as one of the most influential players in the AI boom. Microsoft's partnership with OpenAI has been a game-changer. From embedding ChatGPT-like features across Office, Azure, and Windows, to leading the charge in enterprise adoption of AI, Microsoft has positioned itself as the central gateway for businesses looking to leverage AI tools. Over the past year, Microsoft shares are up 21%. Over a decade, the company has transformed from a slow-growth software vendor into a trillion-dollar AI and cloud powerhouse. Institutions own about 71% of shares, with net buying consistently 3 times larger than selling. Analysts remain bullish with strong buy ratings and price targets projecting continued growth. Pelosi's position here is about owning the platform that touches nearly every AI-powered business workflow on the planet. Meta Platforms. Another company Pelosi has added is Meta Platforms, parent of Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. While Meta is often associated with social media, it has become one of the most aggressive investors in AI. AI powers Meta's recommendation systems, ad targeting, and content curation, and the company is now building its own large language models to compete directly with giants like Google and Microsoft. The stock has surged 49% over the past year, climbed 183% in the last 5 years, and returned 700% over the past decade. Institutions own 80% of the shares and have been buying far more than they've sold in recent quarters. Analysts overwhelmingly rate it a strong buy. Pelosi's move into Meta suggests she sees AI not only as a back-end infrastructure story, but also as a front-facing consumer story, where AI directly drives engagement, advertising revenue, and profitability. Amazon AMZN. Pelosi has also added Amazon, another cornerstone of AI adoption, through its cloud division, Amazon Web Services, AWS. AWS is the backbone of the modern internet and the central hub where countless AI models are trained and deployed. Without AWS, much of the AI revolution wouldn't even be possible. Amazon shares are up 28% in the last year, and while the stock has underperformed some peers recently, its decade-long track record is outstanding, turning into one of the best compounders on Wall Street. Institutions own 72% of shares and remain consistent net buyers. Analysts rate it a strong buy with significant upside. Pelosi's Amazon buy fits into her broader AI thesis, owning the infrastructure provider where AI is built and scaled at a global level. Google GOGL. Finally, Pelosi has been buying Google, a company that practically invented modern AI research. From Google Brain to DeepMind, Google has been at the forefront for years, and it continues to integrate AI across its products. The company's Gemini models, YouTube recommendation systems, and Google Cloud AI tools all play central roles in its strategy. Shares are up 61% over the past year and 26% year-to-date, trading near all-time highs. Institutions have been loading up on Google, buying nearly 3 times more shares than they've sold in recent quarters. Analysts maintain buy ratings, citing Google's unparalleled research dominance and ability to monetize AI across advertising, search, and cloud services. Pelosi's Google buy signals confidence that the company remains one of the long-term AI leaders. When you put it all together, Pelosi's portfolio tells a clear and deliberate story. She's betting big on artificial intelligence. But this isn't about chasing hype. These are the giants of the industry, the companies building, scaling, and monetizing AI across every sector of the economy. She owns the chipmakers like NVIDIA and AMD, the suppliers like Lam Research, the cloud giants like Microsoft, Amazon, and Google, and even the consumer platforms like Meta. Each piece of the puzzle connects to the next, forming a comprehensive ecosystem. Bet on AI. And she's not alone. Institutions are heavily invested. Wall Street analysts are overwhelmingly bullish, and the growth trends remain strong. Pelosi's recent moves highlight a simple but powerful conviction. AI isn't just a trend. It's the engine driving the next decade of stock market returns.